Okay, class. So this video, I'm going to walk you through how you're going to present your final brochure in our discussion board. And so you're actually going to create a digital mock-up of your brochure. The file that you see in front of you here, and then we're going to demo, I'm going to put a copy of it, a link to a copy of it in your assignment page. So you should be able to download it and open it up. Okay, so once you get the link, the file, you'll download it. It'll be a layered PSD here, right? And we're going to practice more of our skills of placing a file or an image into a virtual space, right? So you can share with your group, your team, your client, like this is what the brochure is going to look like, even when the brochure isn't printed yet. Okay, so make sure you save this in a place that you know and you'll remember. So I'm gonna add my first initial last name. And I'm going to just save. Okay. So first thing, open up the file, see all the layers are there, right? Here's like the brochure, the shadow. You get another set since you have two sides. And this background color, you can change it to whatever color makes sense for your brochure. If you want to put a pattern, go for it. But you can kind of have fun with that one too. And we're going to open up the mock-up, your final brochure. We're going to open up your final PDF that you created. Okay. I'm going to open up one of the student examples just so it makes most sense to you. And when I open up a PDF in Photoshop, right, this window pops up. Okay. So you would select and highlight. So I'm holding down my shift key so I can select both. Okay. And I'm going to click OK. And this student, she did her brochure on River Phoenix. So it opens it up, as you can see on both sides, the two files. They keep it separate. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get my rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to zoom in for this one. Okay. And I'm going to select that panel. Okay, make sure you should only have one layer here. And then you're going to click on the area that you want to copy. So I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, doesn't matter where it pastes yet. Right now, you're just focusing on getting the panels. And so you're going to do that for each panel. Paste. I'm doing Command C, right? Edit, copy. Then I'm going over here to the document, my trifold document, and I'm doing edit, paste, or Command V. Okay, so that's my first side. Now I'm going to do my second side. As you can see, this one. For this side is like you can tell that she doesn't have, like she has one solid background. So what I'm going to do to help me is I'm going to turn on my rulers. If this is helpful for you, go for it. If not, that's okay. And if your background, it's easy to tell which panel ends where, that's fine. This one I'm just going to do to help me out. So I've got my panels roughly And this is just to guide me. It's not going to print anything, just to guide me so I can select things correctly. So I'm going to copy, Command C, and I'm going to paste, Command V, and do the same over here. Command C, Command V. Okay. Command C for copy, Command V for paste. Okay, now I'm going to save, right? I usually try and save once I've done a lot of like copy and pasting so I don't lose my placement of things. All right, obviously these panels are like not in the right place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the set of 3. So I'm holding down, click on one, holding down my shift key to select it. I'm going to click and drag it to that folder. And as you can see, when I do that, it's now in this particular folder, okay, for side 1. So the folders will already be in your file. And then this one, our layers. I'm holding down, click on one, hold down my shift key, and I'm going to drag it to side 2. And now it is in the side 2 folder, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just work on these panels one at a time. Before you start, make sure you know which panel your different ones go on. I've got my reference here. So what I'll do is I'll look at my reference, then I'll start working on this. So I'm going to turn off one side first. Okay. And I'm going to just kind of click through and see what I have. I'm going to double check my file. Okay, so I have the quotes, the logo in the middle, and then his name. And so it's easier for me to see the placement of things. I'm gonna click on the layer and I'm gonna turn down the opacity. Okay, doesn't matter how much, just as long as you can see comfortably, you know, the size and like what's behind you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select one first. So this is the one that I know it's going to be on this right panel. I'm going to turn this off. Okay. I'm going to go edit, free transform. I'm going to size it down. And zoom in a little bit so I can see it better. Okay. I'm going to tilt it a little bit so I know it will fit there. And then I'm going to right click. I'm going to click on distort. This should be somewhat familiar since you did this in your plus minus multiply assignment, but I know a refresh is always good, you know. So you're going to just kind of match the corners of the panel as best as possible. Okay, and then you're going to hit return when it feels pretty good. Okay, and then I'm going to make this full opacity, right? So we've got one panel down. This next one, I'm going to do that middle one last. We'll do this next one. This is the left panel, and I'm going to go to Edit, Free Transform. Zoom in a little bit. Command plus, Command minus. Okay. Then I'm going to right click and hit Distort. And Distort will allow me to actually adjust these corners of the image. Okay. Try to do that when I get to I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to hit return on my keyboard, and I'm going to make this 100%. Okay, so we've got our 2 panels. Now we've got the one in the middle. So I'm going to save, Command S first. Then I'm going to go Edit, Free Transform. Kind of the same thing here. Okay. Gonna tilt it a little bit. Get it kind of close. I'm going to right click, Distort. Adjust the corners. Gonna hit return. I think it looks good. Gonna do 100%. Okay, so as you can see, right, this side looks a little bit too close, right? So in Photoshop, I can adjust it by using my move tool right here. Just gonna adjust it so it's not right up on that curve. Okay, and I'm gonna zoom out really quick and save. But if you remember, I want to actually use my layer effect and hit multiply on all of the layers. This just allows it to look like it belongs a little bit more. Okay, and I can kind of see like there's like this line there. I think it's from this middle panel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my mask, right? If you remember your mask, and I'm going to make that line disappear. So I'm going to get my brush tool and make sure I have a black ink. I'll get on the mask and I will mask it out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Save, I'm going to Command S, save, right? And that's one side, okay? I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to stop this video here, and then I'll continue the next side in another video, just so they're more digestible chunks, okay? So don't forget to save. If you know, if you're getting the hang of it after you saw that first side, wonderful. If you need to see the other video, I'll see you in a couple minutes. Well, seconds really. Okay, bye.